If your products or services, I almost said cervix, but I'm talking about services, not related to the cervix. This is just going weird. But anyways, if your product and services look like every other esthetician or salons or beauty business services, why should the client go with you? Why? Why? And this is really important. So many times there are unspoken, we call them in sales, unspoken objections that is going through someone's mind. And if we don't address them, chances are that potential customer is gonna more bounce for the ounce, if you know what I'm saying. So how can you address your products and services differently to make sure that the results that client wants, they can only get them from you? That's what we're gonna talk about right now. What's up? My name is Wake. I am gonna speak super fast because I just had my iced coffee. If I ever come visit you, my coffee, whole milk, no whip, half sweet, twice the shots. Boom, there you go, simple. All right. One of the top questions, and it is such an important question to answer. Such an important question that if you can just sit down for 15 to 20 minutes and answer this question in a way that makes sense, it will behoove you, it will benefit you and your business. And the question is this: how is this product, service, whatever, different from everything else that they've seen? I've spoken about it before. Spas have existed since the Roman Greek times. Egyptians had spas, right? A facial is nothing new. Nothing new. So if you go, hey, I got a facial, hey, 70% off a facial, blah, 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 right? Dude, here a facial, there a facial, everywhere a facial. You have to show how your facial is different and cannot even be compared to all those other people offering facials, right? And that is your mission if you choose to accept it. Now, how do you do that? Very simple, right? And I say it's simple, but it is simple. So I'm gonna stick with that simple stuff. One, and I've talked about this before, you got to give it a cool name. It doesn't matter if it's the same shit that you've done forever. Have you ever realized like Taco Bell recipe or menu is basically the same ingredients that they just put together differently and call it the new Crunch Wrap Supreme? You do it this way, the new, quesarito, you do it this way, and it's the new gordito, whatever. They just call it something different. It's always the same stuff. Interesting. So you know how Taco Bell would not sell a lot of those things if they just didn't come up with a cool name for it or whatever. So step one, you have to come up with a cool name for your service. Don't be boring. Don't be for my signature facial. What the hell does that mean? I have no idea. This is our signature facial. Do you sign their face? I signatured you. You know what? I dare you to, after you're done giving somebody a facial service, get a pen, a Sharpie preferred, and sign your name on their forehead. Just like, signature. This facial was done by moi. That magnifique. Just saying, do it. I think it'd be cool. And take a picture and please tag me. I'd appreciate it. Anyways, so one, come up with a cool ass name. The age-defying facial, right? Or something of that sort, depending on what ailment you are addressing. Always start with the problem. What's the problem? Are you dealing with acne? The acne annihilation facial. Ooh, that sounds kind of cool, right? Whatever it means. Think of a cool sounding name, because that way you instantly sound apart. Because I can't tell you how many signature facials I have seen on menus. And again, the name of the game is to separate yourself from everybody else. If you sound like everybody else, people are going to compare you with everybody else. and then there's nothing different about you. And you know what they're going to do? They're just going to look at whose price is lower, who has the best deal. Whoop, there you go. And whoops, there goes another one, right? So you do that. Two, how is this different from everything else that they've already seen? So your clients have already seen facials. Like chances are they've been bombarded by Groupon or whatever the mailers are that come in their house, or the coupons and all this stuff, right? So they know what facials are. So how can you separate yourself? One, you have to do or say it in a way that shows that this is only available through you, right? And a lot of the times you don't have to come up with anything super clever. It's just better detailing the process of the facial, how this is something you do, how you include this. Like one of my most favorite things, I don't see enough people doing it, I don't know why, is accountability. Go, hey, not only with this facial, what you get, you will get the skincare treatment, you'll get a mini at-home care treatment as well. So you go home and you'll have these products or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But also we have a 7-day and a 14-day follow-up where I will call you and I want to go over your skin again. I want to make sure you're on track. I want to make sure this, that's included, blah, blah, blah. You throw in a microfiber towel or something like that. Anyways, right? Just some small things that you can put together and explain better to separate yourself. It's interesting. So I remember I heard a story. What beer was it? I think it was Pabst Blue Ribbon, right? Fabulous beverage, right? So Pabst, they hired like a marketing team. It was them or Miller, I don't know, one of them, right? So they hired a marketing team to help them sell more beer. So the marketing dude went over to the Pabst factory and he goes, okay, walk me through the process. And he goes, well, here in this vat, we get our grains and oats or whatever they get, and we only pick the best ones out of there. In fact, 90% of the grains that come in, we actually reject because we feel they do not, they're not good enough for the standard that we are looking for. So the guy's like, oh, that's interesting. He goes, do you tell that to in your marketing? He goes, no. He goes, that's just standard practice. Everybody, people bring it in and they reject most of it. It's like, okay. And he goes, and in this vat, we boil the blah, blah, blah to 5 million degrees and blah, blah, blah. He goes, oh, that's interesting. He goes, do you talk about that in your marketing? He goes, no. He goes, it's a standard practice. He goes, but just because you know it's standard practice doesn't mean that the audience knows it's a standard practice, right? So when they start talking about that and how they heat the vats before they add the stuff to 5 million degrees to make sure that they burn off all excess and to ensure the purity of their beer once it goes in, and then it's aged for 5 days or I don't know, whatever it is, right? But anyways, the process that Pabst uses was pretty much standard across the industry. Miller did it, Bud did it, everybody did that process, but they did not talk about it. They did not explain that a little bit without, having to go too much into detail. They talked about what it was and why it was a benefit. So if you talk about your acne annihilation, facial treatment, then you can talk about the first step we do is we double cleanse. And what that will do is it will help us take out, a decade of grime and dust and dirt and pollutants that come from just your car and the air around us that will stick to your skin. So this process will ensure, because it's hard for other products to absorb into your skin if your pores are clogged with all these things. So step one is we double cleanse for that, and we ensure that your skin is squeaky clean. They're like, oh, okay. So you see, you don't just say, hey, I double cleanse, and step 2 is this, and step 3 is this. You do that and you tell why. And then step 2, we do this, right? Step 3, we do a dermaplane. And what the dermaplane does, it will not only remove, some of the fine hair, I forgot the fancy name for that hair is, you know what it is, as well as the dead skin right off of it. You will instantly see a better tone and complexion after your dermaplane. You will touch it and you'll be like, oh, wow, right? Blah, 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 blah. So you describe your processes in a way And then you go, this process, this acne annihilation facial is only available through me. So book now, because we tend to get booked very quickly, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, you want to explain how you're different. If you cannot do that, if like someone like me, a professional, says, hey, okay, cool, what makes you different than anybody else? Oh, we have great customer service. That's not hitting me where I want to be hit. Oh, well, it's me, it's my personality. Yeah, well, maybe, but I still want my, I'm not trying to make a friend, I'm trying to fix my skin. You see what I'm saying? So number one question, how is this different from everything else that they've seen? Brainstorm a little bit, put your best ideas in the bottom, make it short, sweet, to the point. So for example, if you talk about Minoji, what makes Minoji different than all of the other things out there? Go, hey, you know what? Consistently cleaning out your nose pores on a regular basis is important. It is important to have a clean, clear, smoother looking nose, selfie ready nose, all that good stuff. Other things such as Biore nose strips, the vacuum, this and that other, can not only damage, but on the box itself, it says it's not recommended to use on a regular basis. Noji is one of the few tools, Noji is the only tool that is available that you can use on a regular basis to clean out your nose pores. So get your Noji today, the only tool that is available for a cleaner, smoother, selfie ready nose, blah, 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 right? So I wrote that a while ago. That's all. And the cool part is once you write it, you don't have to invent new ones. Just have one thing and go boom, boom, and then just work it. I'm out of practice. I haven't said that in a while. Shit. So I need help as well. Hopefully this was of value to you, but be able to identify real quickly what makes you different, why they should book with you. So this is question one of many I'm going to start asking. Please leave your comments below. Do not be mad if I bust your ovaries and say, well, I need to hear more. Tell me more. No, that's very generic, because I'm going to push you a little bit to do better, right? Because I know you're capable of more. I just need to push you. All right. Be amazing. Hopefully this is of value. Leave your comments below on what makes you different than all the other folks offering facials. Well, I have more experience. No, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear that has about you. You're talking about you. How is that a benefit to me? I want to hear about me. Tell me about me. Yes? Pesos and more pesos. Then you get more pesos. Woo! How funny how that works.